Hello, welcome to Wednesday. Rose and Carter doing the JRB. It's show day. Bully Boy Carter's pick. A right fucking random one, I thought, with wrestling from Vancouver, also known as NWA All-Star or NWA Vancouver, whatever you like. Was this another one off your map?
Yeah, I think it might have been. I can't remember why I picked this one, but I honestly have no idea. I don't know if I was looking at my map in the room or I was on Google looking at promotions. I think I actually now I remember. I think I did get it from like the internet, like Google. I'm sure I was just looking at territories and Vancouver popped up, and I thought, you know what, I'll fucking do that because I don't know fuck all about them. So I'll give it a go. And I think that's how I've done it.
It was quite a stretch. They did. There was always, according to WikiWiki, there was always wrestling in Vancouver. But in 1960, it was developed as a territory sort of thing. Ran from 60 to 89. So it's 29 years, a fair stretch, isn't it? And then it reopened again in 2007. It's still going now. All-Star Wrestling in Vancouver. But we don't care about that new shit. Owners originally Rod Fenton, 60 to 68. Sandor Kovac, 68 to 77. Gene Kiniski, 68 to 83. Fucking big name, weren't he?
Yeah.
Al Tomko, who was a wrestler and AWA promoter from 77 to 89. And Neil Drummond in 89.
Who's that? Al Tomko.
Yeah.
Was he looking it might have been the same guy that was in my last match, I don't know.
Undoubtedly was on what you watched because he was on fucking every fucking thing I watched.
What was he called? Was he just called Al Tomko?
Al Tomko, yeah. Mr. Sergeant Al Tomko.
That's the fucker. I got him.
Sergeant, yeah. I watched 4 matches, and that fucker was in every one of them. Not like in the match, but he was involved in some fashion. So it was the area of Vancouver before it became NWA All-Star. It was called Big Time Wrestling. They joined the NWA in 1960, hence the reason it became a territory. And it was a prominent NWA promotion, to be fair, big time sort of 70s. Kovac, what was his name? Sandor Kovac ran the best business, 68 to 77. Along with Gene Kiniski, who, he's a big name, isn't he? So obviously a wrestling mind. But following the sale to Al Tomko, business declined. A lot of people say, now I'm not shitting on Al Tomko because I don't really know the geezer. Well, I feel like I know him very well after watching these 4 matches. But people say it was because he booked himself on top and, and then later on in the 80s, obviously WWF grew and fucking that fucked the territories anyway. But booking himself on top, from what I see, is fucking correct. Kiniski sold his share in 83 after seeing the decline and started running his own shit in association with the AWA and Stampede. So that would have been pretty good, wouldn't it? A mixture of the two, like. In 85, Tomko withdrew from the NWA because he's fucking better than that, and created the UWA, the Universal Wrestling Alliance, its own little affiliation territory, which clearly didn't get off the ground. The old promotion sort of knocked on the head in July of 89. Fuck me, they had some championships though. Damn, right? NWA British Empire Championship, which ran in the early days. Kiniski was champion, the last champion there. The NWA World Tag Titles. Every fucking NWA seemed to have a tag team world title, didn't they? Like the singles title, like, your Ric Flair, Harley Race, fucking Terry Funk, was only one man, but every territory had a world tag team champions. He kind of shit on the tag teams, I think.
Yeah.
But that's what it is. Yeah, 66 to 67, they had them. The Assassins were the last champions. Pacific Coast champion, Jake Youngblood was the last one. Pacific Coast tag, Canadian champion, the Canadian Tag Championship, International Tag Championship, and then when they went to the UWA between 84 and 89, they had 6 different fucking titles. Good damn. But yeah, I mean, I enjoyed the matches, but my initial idea was right. I've heard about this Tomko. Let's have a look at him. So I had a look at him in the first match just to get him out of the way. We've seen him then. And then I watched a selection of others, and that Tomko is literally in every one of them. So when they said he booked himself on top, they weren't fucking wrong. All yours is in one go, isn't it?
Yeah.
I did 4 matches off that playlisting.
All right, okay. Because I've just done what they call episode 1.
Right.
So
yeah, one of them Jarrett Parsons thing off his channel.
Yeah. And
yeah,
it's only like 20 minutes long, but yeah. So should we go with mine first, or?
Yeah, good.
Right. Okay. So the first one, I have no idea who they were. So, and the commentators did say who they are, but because it wasn't written on the screen, I'm just going by what my fucking hearing said, and my hearing's not the best anyway. So I could be totally fucking off with their names, but I'm gonna fucking, if they're not the right names, this is what we're gonna call them. So the first wrestler, Terry Adonis.
Yes, I see him on the list. Yeah, he's
right,
one.
okay. And Bruiser Costa.
Plausible.
First, I think the only out of all them names, Bruiser Costa's the only one that is like that. I know that's the real name just because I read it in the comments. Someone was talking about him. So it's Terry Adonis and Bruiser Costa against. These 2 names could be fucking nowhere near what I've wrote, but it's what we're going to call them. Eric Brolick. Could be fucking John Smith for all I know, but that's what it sounded like to me. So we'll go with Eric Brolick and Bern Seamer.
Bert Seaman.
It could have been. Anyway, Bern someone. But basically, 4 people I'd never heard of before. So
they're good, aren't they? Because one of the matches I watched, my last one, I think was my favourite, and it was 2 I'd never heard of before, and it was really fucking good. Like,
right. Well, out of these 4, I did like Bruiser Costa. I thought was all right. He was like a big fucking brawling type fucking heel. Like Adonis and Bruiser Costa are the heels. So the match starts with just heat on Brolick. We'll call him Brolick. By the heels, like at the start. I've put here Bruiser Costa looks good. Like he just looks like a legit fucking badass, kind of like a like a typical bruiser, really, just a fucking, So he's working on the arm of Brolick. Now Brolick does this fucking nice little move, like to go into it to tag his partner. So Bruiser Costa's on his arm, just with an arm bar, wrist lock or whatever. He's working on the arm. Costa just Brolick just does like a roll, like a forward roll. So he's on his back and then just kicks his feet up in the air, kicks him off. So he takes a bump, you know what I mean? Pretty nice little move that. Then he tags in Seymour, I guess he's called. Well, he is now anyway. Tags him in. Fucking Seymour's like the JOB here. So he runs in, gives Bruiser Costa a drop kick, kaplow. Costa just fucking, I think he hits the deck and then just batters Seymour, to be fair. He just gets up and he's like, that'll be enough of that, mate. So he just fucking starts battering this Seymour a little bit until he and then he tags Brolick back in. Brolick, so now it's Brolick, who's the other face, and Bruiser Costa in the ring. Brolick does this pretty cool, he does like a roly-poly, like a forward roll, grabs Bruiser's ankle on the way over, kind of like leg sweeps him, which looked pretty snazzy, to be fair. Works on his Bruiser's leg a little bit until works on works on Bruiser's leg a bit, and then Bruiser tags in Adonis some more. There's some wrestling now between Adonis and Brolic, just back and forth, a bit even. Brolic's on the head, so the face has got the headlock takedown, boom. Fucking they work their way back up. Brolic gets shot off, tackles him once, hits the rope, tackles him again. And then I thought this was kind of odd. I thought we are going to go into like a run spot, fucking sleep bleep, the traditional fucking run spot. So Brolic fucking tackles him once, pop, hits the ropes again, tackles him again, pop. And then I'm thinking, right, where are we going here? And then like next thing I know, Brolic just fucking picks him up and just whips him off the ropes. Like no fucking sense whatsoever. Whips him off the ropes, and then fucking Adonis and then he ducks his head to go for a backdrop, and then Adonis like kicks him up. But yeah, I was expecting like a little sequence or something. I think he just hit him with 2 tackles, and he just didn't know what to do now. So he's like, "Come on, we'll just whip you off. We'll start from scratch now." You know, so that's what he done. Kicks him up and then tags in Bruiser. Brolic kicks Bruiser off and then tags in Seymour. Bruiser's in control. Big drop kick by Bruiser, and he's a fucking big old guy. He's got to be over 300 pounds. After a drop kick by Bruiser, tags in Adonis, who does a really nice like swinging neck breaker for the finish. 1, 2, 3. The match was okay. What nothing to fucking sing about, but it was all right in parts. To be fair, I'd never heard of any of them. But Bruiser Costa to me looked pretty fucking impressive. I think. Which kind of reminds me of like a fucking Dick Murdoch type character, like.
Will you be ordering the best of Bruiser Costa DVD?
If I can get it for like a discounted price, I might consider it. Like I'd pay a couple of quid for it. I wouldn't go overboard though. Definitely not, no. But I am tempted to Google him just to find out what he's about. But yeah.
I Googled not one of these dudes. There was someone that I was in. I watched more than just these 4. I just wrote down, for these 4. So I was intrigued by it.
Right.
I've never really seen. Oddly, when I put it into Facebook, Vancouver Wrestling, last April, I watched some on YouTube. I totally forgot about it because I've put my first introduction to Vancouver Wrestling on Facebook. So I must have, but I have no fucking memory of it whatsoever. So that's how much impact it made on me. But yeah, I googled one of the fellas on it. I'll tell you when I do mine, but it's not in what I watch, but in some of the other ones, you won't believe this shit. I mean, it's fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
So there was a heel promo after it. Fucking Bruiser and fucking Adonis. So they're doing a promo. First of all, Adonis talks. And just a general heel promo. Then Bruiser talks, and Bruiser comes across as a fucking nutjob lunatic, almost like a fucking Buzz Sawyer, kind of just fucking mad, and then like it was quite funny actually because he's holding a pineapple in his hand, and then he just starts beating up the pineapple and stomping it on the ground, and then he starts eating it, and it's like I'm thinking he's a bit mad here. But like when I was watching it, it reminded me of this fucking this story that Ollie Anderson was talking about Bruiser Brody. Did you see that? Did you hear it? When he said Bruiser Brody, no, he says he was booking and Bruiser Brody was in the ring and he put a light bulb in his mouth or something. And Ollie Anderson said, why do you put a light bulb in your mouth? And Bruiser's like, so people will think I'm crazy. And Ollie's like, they won't think you're crazy. They'll think you're a dumb shit. It's like, it just made me think of that. Like, so anyway, he's just beating up a pineapple, just because he's crazy apparently. But what made this promo even better was like he's fucking. He's beating up this pineapple, then he's picking it up and he starts eating it. And you can just see in the background his tag partner, Adonis, just kind of like looking at him like, the fuck? Like, almost, almost like he's not even in character now as tag partner. He's legit thinking, what the fuck is he doing? Like, you know. But yeah, it was quite a bizarre little promo. Then they go to another promo by another couple of heels who I don't know. I can't remember the names, but they looked like they looked decent. Like one of them was just in trunks, fucking ripped. It almost looked like a Von Erich, like, and the other one had like a t-shirt on, beard and long hair and that, and he looked like a good talker and stuff. I don't know who they were though, but anyway. Right then, we go to promo by our friend or good old Al Tomko here.
Yeah.
I had heard of Al Tomko actually, but I didn't know about the whole Sergeant Tomko thing. I didn't know it was the same person.
Is because on some of the only reason I remember his name is because on some of the shoots he gets mentioned.
Right.
I remember Honky Tonk Man talking about him because he worked Vancouver, and that kind of thing. But fuck me, this Al Tomko's got some gimmick, right? Because on the first one that I watched, it was called Master Sergeant Tomko. So he is a master and a sergeant, and he was wearing flowers on his trousers. So like that's kind of like a gimmick, isn't it? Like, I mean, how many fucking sergeants would wear flowers? Like he had a fucking army hat, army jacket, fucking flowery tights.
Right.
And the master and the sergeant and the fucking flower man. You just confused me.
Right. Well, to be fair, I quite enjoyed what I've seen of good old Tomko here. Like the match itself wasn't anything special because they were just showing bits of it. Because what they do is like it was a promo by Tomko, and then as he's doing the promo, they go to footage of a recent match that he had against John Tolos.
Oh yeah, oddly, that was the first match I watched.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
So
2 out of 4 was won.
Yeah, but have you got the whole match? Did you watch?
No. The first fall had already happened.
Yeah, the first fall had already happened here, but when you watched it, it wasn't Tomko talking over it, was it not? Or
yeah, it was Tomko talking. Yeah, promo first.
Oh, so we would have had
with his Canadian belt, I think.
Right. So we would have
be the same clip.
Yeah, it'd have been the same clip. But you see, I quite like the story because did they do the old promo after it and that?
Yeah.
But I guess like from what I've seen, just this fucking promo and the match footage, and then the build up after it to like the like DQ match and everything like that. Like I'm thinking like I don't know how often, like you're saying, Tomko's fucking always booking himself on top. So this could have been an everyday occurrence. But like for me, watching this, I thought it was all right, just the way they were doing it and the whole finish with the DQ and then going into like a no DQ match, which is like simple booking. But like,
the whole basis of the match was Tomko was using a gimmick in his glove or fucking gimmick out of his tights or whatever, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the end, fucking John Tolis just gets pissed off, right? Takes the glove off and beats the fuck out of Tomko.
That's basically it. And then there's like a big DQ.
Right? Yeah, DQ. It was a good story. It wasn't that I picked shit on him for, really. I'm still not shitting on him, but it was, he literally appeared in all 3 more matches, and he appeared just fucking out of nowhere in all of them. He was only building this one that I watched, and then he appeared in the other 3 as well. Well, you can't shit on him for this one, though, not at all.
No, yeah, I quite like it. Was like the simplicity of it all was like it was just like
it was fucking over.
Yeah. Oh, the crowd were fucking right good. Like especially at the end of it when they were doing like the promo when that other guy comes down and says that he's going to be in the corner of John Tullis. Yeah. So like the first fall had happened. The second fall he wins with the foreign object to make it 1-1, weren't it?
The referee's a bit of a knobhead, though, isn't he? Because fucking Tomko puts the gimmick down his tights, and the referee's going, "Where's the gimmick? Where's the gimmick?" kind of thing, looking for it, touching him up, don't feel it, just walks off.
Yeah. So yeah, then they go in. So basically, it was 1-0, I guess, to Tolos in the first one, weren't it? That we didn't see. and then Tomko wins the second fall with the glove, and then the third one, the ref gets knocked over, and then he gets the glove out again, and then Tolos ends up with the glove, and then there's a big fucking schmoz and the DQ and stuff because Tolos is going fucking nuts and everything like that.
I do like a villain on commentary that condones every action. I really like that. You know, like fucking
Ventura used to do that.
Yeah,
like
brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I've been watching some today with Alfred Hayes, but not WWF, and him as a villain on commentary is brilliant. But this Tomko was saying, you know, there you go, I hit him with an open hand and blah blah blah, and it was fucking blatant that he wasn't. But I just love the fact that they'll fucking swear blind that they were doing the right thing. You know, it's so simple, but it really fucking pleases me.
Yeah, and in fact, when he won that second fall, I actually didn't see a foreign object. So he had me believing originally until I fucking clicked that he actually did, because I didn't see it originally. So like, you know, unless you're literally paying close attention, you might have fucking missed it. And he's saying it so convincingly as well that like, even if you did see it, like he's a good fucking liar here. Yeah, like you're like doubting yourself kind of thing. But yeah, no, I enjoyed that. And then they go into the old promo at the end where they're plugging a no DQ match. He brings out Buddy Anderson, who yeah, same here. I didn't know who that was. He's going to be in his corner for the no DQ match. Someone comes out, I don't know who this guy is, comes out to say he's like, I'm going to be in John Tolos' corner to like even the score kind of thing. And the crowd were fucking loving it. They were like fucking really into it and that.
They clearly had a good long-term story as well, because that would have made a tag after the fucking this went shits up, wouldn't it? You know, whoever was in one corner got involved, yada yada. I mean, like I said, it's not Tomko I'm shitting on for this. It's because this is clearly his gimmick. This is his match in his spot, which is sound. But he's also taken up every other fucking spot. That was where I have fever.
Probably fucking saving on the old fucking finances, any if he books himself in every match or something. Yeah. He's like, save myself a couple of $100 here, won't I?
Surprised he's not fucking Maskman Inferno 5 as well.
Fucking doing a rumble in these numbers, fucking 1, 7, 11 and fucking 19 or
believe it. We've all done it. Right, what did you have next after Tomko and
that was it. That was how the fucking show ended. That was literally like, yeah, so there was literally only 2 matches, but it was all based around that story. So yeah.
Right, so yeah, that was my first that I picked because I wanted to see Tomko. No other reason. I just wanted to see Tomko, and you know, I've seen John Tolos before. He was the coach, wasn't he? So, you know, I thought he's against somebody that I know of. Ideal, bosh.
So that was what year? What year was this match? Do you know?
No idea, mate. Not a clue. My second one, I chose for a reason. It's Moose Morawski, but a big, you know, fucking a moose, you know, exactly as you would imagine, you know, big grizzly girl.
I think I've heard that name.
Versus Mighty Igor.
Oh, I like some Mighty
Igor. Turn it on. It's not actually the Mighty Igor. It's like a fuck. You know, if you order Mighty Igor on Wish, that's what you'd get. he was short hair, short beard, stocky, fucking, you know, chiseled, but not my.
It wasn't fucking Tom. It wasn't Tomko in disguise, was it?
But Mighty Igor, same gimmick, same outfit. You know, it was like fucking British wrestling in the late 90s when you had, you know, UK Undertaker and Kane. It was exactly the same gimmick. You know, he was from Poland, yada yada, exactly the same. I've written in big letters, that's not Igor. So the Moose takes the head. Igor wrist lock into a headlock, And he fucking works that head for ages because he's got the power in it, you know, that Polish power. Yeah, fucking squeeze. Moose cuts him off. Igor no sells the fuck out of that. Not having none of that shit. Full Nelson, Igor, out you walk, fucking powers out of that, doesn't he? Obviously, he's my Igor, isn't he? And then on the commentary position, out comes Tomko. Talking about his teammate, the Moose. His tag team partner is the Moose, Morawski. So he's there now for the rest of the proceedings. There's a test of strength, which obviously Igor wins. There's some sort of wrist lock, sort of throw off things. Literally, it's just outpowering all the way through from the mighty Igor rip-off. The finish comes now with a bear hug from Igor. In the ring goes Tomko, cuts off DQ. And then out of nowhere comes a fella called Igor Volkov, who is mighty Igor's tag partner. And super over babyface because the place fucking lit up when he got in the ring. And they're after the tag team championships that Tomko and Moose have.
Right. Okay.
Of course, Tomko's got to be champion, ain't he? Heels powder, jobs are good. It was very simple, just power man. Moose looked a bit of a fucking JRB, to be fair, but he's tag team champion. If it would have been Tomko in there, he would have shit all over him, wouldn't he? Tomko's the man. Match number 2 was a fella called Fred Birch, who is apparently from Portland and has 2 years wrestling experience. The commentator on this was fucking baffling. Fred Birch from Portland with 2 years wrestling experience. He's wrestling somebody called the Super Destroyer. That's right, Super Destroyer. Now, he mentions this fucking dude's name, Super Destroyer, about 40 times because he can't quite get his head round that's his name. He's got a manager with him. And both Fred Birch and the Super Destroyer, obviously the Destroyer's in a mask, but they're both wearing exactly the same tights, same colour, same stripes, same boots. Everything's fucking identical. It's like one's got it's like they're a tag team, but one's left the mask at home. It's like they're identical. The commentator is obscured by the fucking name. He says, right, this Super Destroyer making his debut here. He comes to us from the Maritimes and he's a former international champion over there. He's called the Destroyer. And then the commissioner is on the commentary, right? And the commissioner's saying that he's in this area, in All-Star Wrestling, to wrestle the champion, Al Tomko. And the other commentator goes, right, so Al Tomko's going to have to wrestle this guy. What's his name again? The Super Destroyer? It's fucking brilliant. You can't fathom that's his name at all. Lock up straight to the eyes by the Destroyer. He's just a villain shit all the way through until this Fred Birch just gets the piss beat out of him. And then Fred Birch just like wakes up and he just starts fucking battering the fucking masked man. He likes a whip, does Fred Birch. He whips him and then punch in the belly or kick to the belly or something in the belly. He does that about 5 times. And then Fred Birch goes to the ropes. And like he's done a few to the belly, he hits the ropes again. And the Super Destroyer does a sleeper. And that's jobs are good in there. But Al Tomko didn't appear, but he got mentioned. Because he's the champion. And I think Al Tomko is going to meet his match with this fellow. What's his name again? Super Destroyer. now, the last match now, and this was my favourite one. It was very short, but it was really good. Action-packed, fucking all-action excitement, this bad boy. Snake Williams versus Randy Rich. Now, I can see why they call him Randy Rich, because he's like fucking a carbon copy of Tommy. You know what I mean? It's him, really. His movements, he's not the same size and he's not as over, but to look at him, it's him. So Snake Williams pushes Randy Rich off a few times. And then Randy Rich does 2 hip tosses, a fucking drop kick on right on the beak, headlock takeover. Snake gets up and goes to the ropes. Then there's a lock up and a fucking little push and shove to the ropes again, and a clean break by the villain, that Snake. Snake with a top wrist lock into a neck. He does like a top wrist lock, then sort of spins it, the other dude round into a neck breaker, which was really cool. Like really fucking, never seen anything like it before. Very smart. Rich fires up a bit. Does that, the fucking head between the legs, jump up and down, that thing like fucking Brutus Beefcake used to do. Then Rich with 2 tackles, hits the ropes again. Snake sidesteps and out goes Randy Rich, who takes fucking a hellacious bump on the floor, and just sours the fuck out of his leg. It looked like a shoot to me, but sure it wasn't. And the referee stops the match, which proper puts over Snake. Very good match, like really quick and smooth, and 2 dudes the same size, and very nice. Rich can't continue, and then there's a promo with Snake Williams, who says the only reason he's here in All-Star Wrestling is to come after Al Tomko.
He's gonna be a busy guy, Al Tomko, isn't he?
I mean, clearly it's from various different time periods, these matches, because like he'll be a baby face, wouldn't he, against the Super Destroyer, is that his name? And the Snake Williams. But fuck me, he's in every match. He gets mentioned in every match. Like fucking Hogan didn't get mentioned that fucking often, did he?
So what period did you say Tomko was running it then?
Let me have a look back. Tomko was running it. I'd like him to have only run one show. 77 to 89. So that's an 11-year period.
Quite a while.
So to the death, really. To 83 alongside Gene Kaninsky, and then for the last year was someone called Neil Drummond. I mean, it wasn't bad television. It was fucking. It was very much fucking WCW fucking NWA booking. Do you know what I mean? If the NWA weren't in a match in WCW, then it wasn't on the telly, was it? It was like they might have just put the best matches on YouTube. The highlight, the fucking the feature matches, and that's why Al Tomko was mentioned, because he was the feature man. But it was fucking saturated with him. But no, I can't fault the wrestling. But let me tell you about this other fella, because I watched a few other matches as well, right? One of them simply advertised as All-Star or NWA Vancouver or whatever tag team match, and I thought, that'll do, because I haven't watched one, right? So I'll have a view of this. I didn't pick it for this because it had no names in, so I thought I'll save that. So I watched a few, and they show this kid in the front row with a Hulk Hogan bandana on, and he's reading WWF magazine, which I thought is rare on someone else's show, isn't it? And they go, "Oh, there's a young wrestling fan there, reading all about King Kong Bundy." And I thought, that's fucking very strange. But this is 87. It says 87 on it, right? And they go, "Ladies and gentlemen, here he is. It's King Kong Bundy," right? And this is 87. I think it said March 87. And April, he was fucking WrestleMania 2 main event, wasn't he? No, that was 86.
That was 86, yeah.
So this is like WrestleMania 3 time. He's still pretty fucking big, WWF, isn't he, right?
Oh yeah.
So in Vancouver, they've got someone that's going to be on WrestleMania in like a month. Is it bollocks? It's someone that's fucking no taller than me and probably weighs fucking 3 stone less than me. With a big fuck off tattoo. Well, not a big tattoo. He's got a tattoo on his arm. So, and Bundy hadn't, had he? In long tights and a fucking top, shaved head, fucking plausible. And then they go, "Here he is, King Kong Bundy. That's King Kong, J.R. Bundy, as in King Kong Junior Bundy." Fucking hell, brilliant. I found him on Tinterweb.
Right.
I'll send you a picture of the fella. See if you think it's him.
Fucking hell.
Just the way they sold it with the kid reading the WWF magazine and that. Reading all about King Kong Bundy. Cracking. Yeah, can't shit on it though, can you really?
To be honest, I enjoyed what I seen. Like mine was like an episode, so I don't think they were from the same. I don't know. They could have been from this. No, I don't think they were from the same.
Jared Parsons puts things together. They make
Yeah,
DVDs. So.
and also that fucking the one with Tomko was like fucking highlights anyway. So there was literally only one match on this episode, but I can't fault any of it. The fucking tag match wasn't anything special, but it was far from shit. It was just a match. Like, and I would like to watch more Vancouver from like other periods just to see what's the situation and that. But
the settings as well. Like one of them was from a studio looking place with like a blue wall in the background. Like a very much like a TV studio. And then others were from small venues. One was from the big venue. Various different places.
I like the venue that fucking Tomko, the one that you done, the first one, like that really small. It's like a small fucking Grove Mill-esque type fucking thing, wasn't it? All round the ring, and like real tight and intimate.
It's quite that dark environment as well, wasn't it? Like
I like that look. Yeah, really cool.
Wicked. It's Wednesday today. Friday next with Guerrero family, innit? Tag matches with Guerrero's in. That's my tag pick. Your singles pick Monday is Crush.
Yeah.
Meaning it's my show pick, isn't it? Wednesday.
Yeah.
I watched one earlier. It's when when I said about Alfred Hayes before. Well, not in the WWF. It's called the American Wrestling Federation, and it ran like 94, 95, maybe 96. Brian, I think his name's somebody Alphastein, Paul Alphastein, something like that. Ran it. Tio Santana and Sergeant Slaughter, I think, helped the booking side of things. But they did like 3-4 minute rounds.
All right.
Which was quite fucking hard, and I don't think those Americans quite understand. That's nothing against them, but I don't think they quite understand the fucking system. But they had a lot of fucking big names on, Coco and fucking, Nails and the Head Shrinkers and fucking Unky. And I think all the first series is on YouTube. AWF Warriors of Wrestling into YouTube. All the first series is on there. It's like 18, 19 episodes or whatever. And then there's like 5 off the second series. I've got the DVD of the first series that they released like fucking 20 years ago. And then but I've not seen the second series, so I watched one of them earlier.
I've not heard of it.
Yeah, it's pretty cool, to be fair. It's just cool to see people that like Tommy Rich and Greg Valentine were tag champions.
So it would have been literally a lot of the guys you're mentioning literally just after their heyday, really.
Yeah,
really
was. Yeah, very much so. Like it was a mixture of WCW and WWF people, which was cool because you always kind of wanted that as a kid anyway. For me, I used to read the PWI top 10 and think, right, okay, number 4 is fucking Kerry Von Erich in the WWF. Number 4 is Sid in the WWF. What would it be like if they wrestled each other? Do you know what I mean? And you see it on this. But I don't think that... I think in my head, it would have been better if it was just left to do some wrestling instead of adding the whole rounds thing was meant to bring back the rules of wrestling and yada yada. Yeah, I'm all for that, but it doesn't make fucking rules happen. Putting a fucking minute break every fucking 4 minutes, does it?
No,
it's just they do it in the tags like British. They plug in this European round system, but they do it in the tags as well. And they tags over here were still 2 out of 3 falls, but without the rounds. Whereas they do the rounds in those. It's just odd to see, but pretty cool at the same time.
Yeah, it did. Yeah. No, I think you're right though. It would be better just wrestling, but it'll still be cool. It'll be a good thing to watch. Actually, I think.
I remember getting I'd always seen bits of it. It was in the magazines and the footage. Some of the footage was used in a documentary And I remember watching the documentary. I can't remember which now, but I remember watching it thinking, how the fuck did that happen? You know, I don't recognise the ring, and how did he, looking like that at that age, wrestle him looking like that at that age? You know what I mean? It's just I don't remember it, and I thought, how the fuck did that happen? And then it said in the credits, you know, courtesy of, and I thought, well, fuck me, that would be pretty cool to watch. And then probably 10 years ago, I got the DVD box set thing. It's like 4 discs, and it's the
Right.
whole first series. Terry Taylor does the commentary on the first series.
All right. Okay.
And Alfred Hayes does the second, but there's only like 5 episodes on the second series, but like 19 of the first. But yeah, it's cool.
Cool.
Guerrero's Friday. I'm looking forward to that because there's a lot of places to go there and a lot of people to see.
And I've not seen a lot of Guerreros outside of Eddie and Chavo, so it'll be interesting to see what I can find. And
But
you know what I mean?
right, see you on Friday.